If you have ever dealt with a high-conflict person, you know this moment well. It often happens in the kitchen or through a late-night text. You finally gather the nerve to say, "That hurt me." And instead of pausing, instead of reflecting, they harden. They do not lean in. They put you on trial. They interrogate you. They twist what you said until it barely resembles your words. Right after being pushed past your limit, this video is for you, because psychology suggests you are making a crucial misunderstanding. You are entering these conversations believing it is a disagreement between two people, but it is not. What you are actually in is what experts call an asymmetrical conflict. Understanding. They are trying to maintain control, and once you see that difference, everything about how you respond has to change. Most empathetic people attempt to fix this by explaining more, reasoning harder, loving deeper. You think you are offering clarity, but to them, you are handing over fuel. So today, we are going to install a new operating system rooted in behavioral psychology. That system rests on two core principles: detachment and strategy. Detachment means I stop pouring my emotional energy into this dynamic. Strategy means I stop reacting on instinct and start following a plan. Let us start with the first tool. You need to understand that toxic personalities operate on supply. Your anger, your tears, your long explanations, those are all supply. Think of it like classical conditioning. That they provoke you, you respond, and they are rewarded. The cycle strengthens. It confirms their sense of power. To break it, you use what is called the gray rock method. This term was first introduced by the blogger Skylar to describe total emotional disengagement. It is based on the principle of extinction. When a behavior is no longer rewarded, it eventually fades. The concept is straightforward. You become dull, neutral, uninteresting, like a rock. You cut off their dopamine loop. Without an emotional response from you, the interaction offers them no chemical payoff. Here is how it sounds in real life. They say, "You are so dramatic." You respond, "Okay." They say, "Everyone thinks you are unstable." You reply, "I hear you." They demand, "Explain yourself right now." You say, "I am not discussing that." You are not trying to win the exchange. You are trying to suffocate it. But here is a critical warning. When you first do this, they will not stop. They will escalate. Clinicians call this an extinction burst. Picture a vending machine. You press the button and nothing drops. You do not walk away. You press harder, shake it, hit it. When you go gray rock, they shake the machine. They intensify their behavior to provoke a reaction. You have to hold your boundary. If you give in now, you teach them that escalation works. Now, gray rock is not always realistic. If you share children with them or have to work alongside them, being completely cold can backfire. That is where yellow rock comes in. This is a variation developed by Tina Swithin for high-conflict legal and professional situations. Yellow rock is gray rock with a layer of polite professionalism. You respond to logistics while removing emotion. If they send an email saying you are selfish and never cared about the team, your yellow rock response is, "Hi, thank you for the message. The project deadline is Tuesday at 3 p.m. Please confirm receipt of the files. Best regards." You ignore the insult and answer only the facts. The power here lies in optics. Manipulators love to present your silence to a boss, a judge, or a mutual contact as proof that you are difficult. Yellow rock dismantles that story. On paper, you appear calm, reasonable, and cooperative, while energetically giving them nothing at all. But what if you cannot distance yourself? What if this person is your parent? In those cases, gray rock can feel emotionally brutal. That is when we use compassionate detachment. When you are with them, visualize a glass wall between you. You can see them, you can hear them. But their emotional energy hits the glass and slides away. It cannot enter your system. Here is the mental shift that helps. Instead of asking, "Why are they doing this to me?" ask, "What must it be like to live inside a mind that needs this level of control?" This moves your brain out of personalization and into analysis. But be careful, especially those of you who are highly sensitive. This perspective is not an invitation to rescue them. The glass wall does not just block their attacks, it blocks your savior instinct. It reminds you that you are observing a system with faulty wiring. You cannot love a machine into becoming human. You cannot repair broken hardware with empathy. The wall keeps you protected and grounded in reality. Next, we need to address the trap that catches almost every empathetic person. It is called JAD, justify, argue, defend, explain. When someone misinterprets you, your instinct is to clarify. But with a high-conflict individual, explanations do not bring understanding. They provide ammunition, so we install a firewall. From now on, you do not justify, argue, defend, or explain. The moment you say, "I did not mean to hurt you. I was exhausted because I worked a double shift," you have already lost. You have handed them two new targets, your intentions and your schedule. Instead, you use a protocol created by Bill Eddy of the High Conflict Institute, called BFF. Brief, informative, friendly, firm. Here is an example. They text, "I cannot believe you did that. You are disgusting." A BIF response sounds like this: "Hi, I am not discussing this over text. If you have a logistical question about the schedule, let me know. Thanks." It is short. It states the boundary. It is polite, and it closes the door. There is nothing for them to grab. The conversation either becomes functional or ends. Finally, we need to safeguard your sense of reality. The most dangerous weapon these personalities use is gaslighting. They rewrite the past until you question your own memory. So you need an external anchor. You become a documentarian. After each interaction, take 1 minute to write a factual log. Not your emotions, just facts. The date, the time, the exact words used. When they later say, "I never said that," you do not rely on memory. You check your record. And for those of you who are highly intuitive, you have one more tool: somatic validation. Gaslighting works because their words can sound convincing. They might say, "I love you," or "I'm only trying to help," but your body knows the truth. If their tone is gentle but your chest tightens, your stomach drops, or a wave of exhaustion hits, trust that signal. Your nervous system is detecting the threat beneath the words. When what you hear does not match what you feel, always trust what you feel. Handling a high-conflict person is not about winning. You will never win. It is about reclaiming the mental space they have occupied for too long. The goal is detachment. Gray rock detaches you from feeding their need for supply. BIF detaches you from their chaotic communication. Documentation detaches you from their distorted version of reality. And gradually, you step out of the trap. You begin to see yourself clearly again. I know understanding this is easy. Applying it under pressure is not. That is why I created a free PDF called the Defense Protocol. Inside, you will find scripting templates based on the cognitive science of implementation intentions. It is a simple fill-in-the-blank system. If they do X, I will say Y. I encourage you to download it, print it, and write your responses by hand. Research shows mental rehearsal reduces stress. When you write it down, you are training your brain to respond before the conflict even begins. Decide now, so you do not have to think when the moment hits. You can download it for free through the link in the description. I truly hope this video gave you even a small sense of relief. If you want to share your experience or suggest a topic, leave a comment. Putting words to what you have been through is a powerful step forward. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.